Hello children, today we'll study computer hardware components. Data and information. Data is the raw material and unorganized fact that need to be processed. Information, when data are processed, organized in a given context so as to be make them useful. So they are called information. A computer comprised of two major components. What was that? Hardware and software. Hardware, the physical components of a computer which we touch and feel are known as hardware. It is further categorized into two. What was that? Internal hardware and external hardware. The physical part of a computer are called hardware. You can see and touch all hardware parts. Hardware can further classified as input device, processing device and output device. You can see the pic of output, input and processing device. This we also can has IPO cycle, input, process and output. Software. Software is a set of programs which controls the internal operation of a computer and instruct a computer about the work to be done. For example, Unix, MS Word, etc. Software can be classified into two main categories. What was that? System software and application software. External hardware. What is an external hardware? The components which are attached to the computer externally are called external hardware components. And these are also known as a peripherals. And these are divided into three categories: input device, output device and storage devices. You can see the pic of input devices, output devices and storage devices. Functional unit. Functional unit means you can see the block diagram of functional unit: input and memory unit, that was a processing unit, and after that output. In the processing unit, what was that? Memory unit, arithmetic and logical unit and control unit. That whole we can call as a processor. Then output. The input devices. The input refer to the data or instructions which we feed into a computer. Input devices are used to enter data and information into a computer. These devices convert the incoming data and instruction into a pattern of binary codes and then supply the converted data to the processor or processor for processing. Now you can see what are the input devices of a computer: keyboard, mouse, microphone, light pen, stylus pen, scanner, web camera, digital camera, joystick, touchpad, trackball, OMR, MICR and voice input. And we study step by step. First we study the keyboard. All of you know very well what is a keyboard. Still you have to study. Keyboard is one of the most important input devices used to input data and instruction into a computer. There are mainly 5 types of keys on keyboard. What are they? Typing keys, control keys, function keys, navigation keys and number keys. And you can see pic of a keyboard. Mouse. Mouse is the most commonly used input and pointing device that lets you select and move items on the screen. Type of mouse: mechanical mouse, optomechanical mouse and optical mouse. Three types are there. It is an input device that scans text, images and object optically, what we call scanner. The scan data is then converted into a digital image and displayed on the computer screen. Types of scanner: drum scanner, flatbed scanner and handheld scanner. These three types of scanner are there. Light pen. Light pen is a light sensitive pen. Light sensitive pointing device commonly used to select or modify data on the screen. It allows the user to point on display objects or draw on the screen. It is easy and helpful for programs like computer aided design, that is a CAD. You can see the pic of light pen. Digital camera. Digital camera is quite similar to a traditional camera that takes both video and still photographs, except for the fact that digital images can be viewed on a personal computer. Nowadays, mobile phones have inbuilt digital cameras. It is used for video conferencing and online chatting. Barcode reader. Barcode reader is a device used for reading barcode data, that means data in form of light and dark lines. Barcoded data is generally used in labeling goods, numbering the books, etc. It may be a handheld scanner or may be embedded in a stationary scanner. Barcode reader scan a barcode image, convert it into an alphanumeric values, which is then fed to the computer to which barcode reader is connected. Now you can see the pic of barcode reader. Digitized. Now we study the digitized. Digitizer is an input device which converts analog information into digital form. Digitizer can be convert a signal from the television or camera into a series of numbers that could be stored in a computer. They can be used by the computer to create a picture of whatever the camera had been pointed at. Digitize is also known as a tablet or graphic tablet because it converts graphic and pictorial data into binary. Now we study MICR. MICR input device is generally used in bank because of large number of checks to be processed every day. The bank's code number and check number are printed on the check with a special type of ink that contains particles of magnetic material that are machine readable. This reading process is called magnetic ink character recognition, that means MICR. The main advantage of MICR is that it is a fast and less error prone. You can see the pic of MICR. Now we study OCR, that means optical character recognition. OCR is an input device used to read a printed text. OCR scan text optically character by character, convert them into a machine readable code and store the text on the system memory. Now we study optical mark reader. OMR is a special type of optical scanner used to recognize the type of mark made by pen or pencil. It is used where one out of a few alternatives is to be selected and marked. It is especially used for checking the answer sheet of examination having multiple choice questions. And you can see the pic of OMR. Internal hardware. And internal hardware components that are installed within the CPU cabinet are called internal hardware. Motherboard, network card, sound card, video card, CPU, RAM, ROM, disk drive, that means hard disk drive, Blu-ray disk drive, CD drives and DVD drives. Today for this much only. Thank you, my dear children.